Hi friends, in this episode we will see about the permit to work, necessity of permit to work, that is PTW. Earlier in India and some places it is called AVI Durable Instructions AVI. This is given for a safe operation of all type of industries to reduce unsafe act and unsafe condition while doing a maintenance job, whether it is a chemical factory or petrochemical factory, fertilizer, or oil and gas industries. In Gulf countries and other countries, OSHA standard, the Bush and IO standard are followed, and their permit to work is given. 80% of unsafe act causes accidents, and remaining 20% is due to unsafe conditions. Prevention is better than cure. Prevention is achieved by good design in three key areas: equipment, process, and work. These are all related to the industry wherever we work. A permit to work system provides a formal documented system to control the hazards, potential hazards, which is having high risk, and it is an integral part of safe system of work. It's also available now in electronic permit software. Permit work or permit clearance ensures that non-routine or dangerous work takes place very safely in that working culture or plant. It describes the work that is to be done after risk assessment, the hazard identification, the precautions to be taken, and the personal protective equipment that must be used. The permit also contains details of all the isolation that need to be in place to control the day-to-day artwork and general work. It also ensures structured and documented interface occurs between the equipment owner or the permit issuer and lead worker, who is permit receiver, prior to the beginning of the work, after it is properly discussed in toolbox. These are the requirements for PTW. In some places, the PTW is exempted. Type 1 is low risk job, the permit is exempted. There is no isolation of hazard energy or hazardous sources required. So no lockout and tagout is required. No specific PPE or safeguards like barricades is required. Work is routine HR and a non-repetitive task, routine job and repetitive job doing daily is taking care that job not required permit, and the permit issuer and the lead worker permit receiver agree to the low risk job that meet the criteria of all the above this mentioned. Type 2 exemption is equipment owner is working on this on his equipment, like cleaning the pump suction strainer, and operator driving forklift assigning unit after the gas test which is required, and operating the valves for lotto for preparation. This is a type 2 where no permit is required. Another 3 is exempted by senior safety engineer, where only construction is taken place, and to small construction scaffolding is required, that PTW again will come into place. Contractor related area during turnaround very lighter job, only no permit required is exempted for the particular job. Normally permit is given for any preventive maintenance, corrective maintenance, breakdown maintenance, all lot works, confined space entry, excavation, vehicle entry, and general work permit. These are all the required area where permit is a must. Earlier it is in some places still it is maintained as avoid verbal instruction. That is, if a maintenance person is coming to do a job in your area, the area operator or the supervisor of the area can ask him to do a job verbally. It is to be given in written with a documental system to control these safety measure. This is the requirement for PTW. You can see it in detail in the next slide. Types of PTW you can see. PTW must come in place in conjunction with LOTO, lockout and tagout, blinding, job safety analysis, electrical isolation or electrical certificate, personal protective equipment, confined space, entry or gas test or risk assessment. Types of permits are cold work. It includes insulation, scaffolding, greasing, lubrication, HVAC inspection, repair, opening up pipeline and vessel, manhole, blinding and deblading. These are all the normal general work or cold work. And another permit is hot work permit. It is having a contained and open flame. Contained hot work includes the photography, vehicle entry, use of IC engine interface, chipping, sandblasting, radiography, buffing operation, junction bus opening in other area, non-intrinsically safe equipment which is which will produce spark when it is opened. A pneumatic wrench or impact wrench is used. These are all the area which is having contained which is required contained hot work. This is also done after gas test and with the proper precautions. Open flame includes drilling, grinding, cutting, welding, torches or open flame, soldering, riveting and heating. These all comes on open flame hot work. And as usual, confined space entry, excavation and lifting operation, critical operation with cranes. These are all the other permits with a specific requirement. Now we can see about this cold work permit in this particular episode. Cold work permit which includes normal insulation job, scaffolding job, lubrication for the pumps and motors in your area, and HVAC inspection repair jobs, pipeline opening, manual opening, vessel opening, blinding and deblinding before major jobs. These are all will comes under cold work permit. In this cold work permit, first we have to find out the hazards. The types of hazards are physical. The physical hazard includes tripping or slipping, fall from height, struck of object, falling object from top. Mechanical hazards including crushing, shearing, cutting and shearing, entanglement, impact, sharp edges. This will come in mechanical. Chemical, the chemical handle in the area which is having toxic or flammable, corrosive or radioactive, that all comes in chemical hazard. Environmental hazard includes noise, very poor lighting, dust, pollution, temperature either hot or cold, and biological hazard which includes virus, fungi, pathogenic bacteria. This will come in wastewater and sanitary wastewater area. And organizational workload, behavioral, time constraint to finish the job very quickly by the pressurization from the supervisor or higher officials. High pressure job, high pressure source of the fluids handled in that area, and electrical isolation requirement. These are the things to be discussed before or to handle before taking the job along with the cold work permit. It will be mentioned. So we have to find out the hazard which are all present in that area related to the job, and you have to give the mitigation. The area is slipping and slipping, then we have to clean that area, or we have to barricade that particular area so the other trespassers cannot enter. Fall from height. If a person is working for a scaffolding, then he has to use a harness, and the harness is to be hanged from a permanent structure, not from a process lines. Falling objectives means the operator has to take maintenance person has to take care. Any job is going working or job is going above his working area, and he has to wear the helmet all the time. And if the job is going on the top and he is going to perform the maintenance on the bottom, the top jobs to be stopped. Mechanical crushing, line sharing, or sharp edges cutting due to moving equipment and entanglement. These are all common. Mechanical, we have to take care. So mechanical crushing, shearing, and sharp object means you have to wear the PP, proper PP, and rotating entanglement in the guard should be proper guarding should be there. That is to be taken care. It should be mentioned in the permit. Chemical hazard, whether it's toxic or flammable or corrosive or radioactive, a particular precaution should be taken care in that chemical is handled. Environmental noise is have to use always use hair plug and air muff. Double protection is required if high noise area, a compressor area, diesel generator area. And poor lighting, if it is very poor lighting, proper lighting and additional lighting to be given, particularly in confined space entry also. So it is dust is the area is producing dust, and the insulation job is going on, dust will be there due to hole, so they have to wear dust mask or other specified mask. And if it is a temperature, high temperature means asbestos gloves and aprons, and cold temperature means cryogenic gloves and apron are to be used and while working in liquid nitrogen area and LPG liquid in LNG area and LPG area opening jobs, then you have to use cryogenic gloves. Biological hazard, which includes a virus, fungi, and pathogenic bacteria in wastewater and sanitary wastewater area. So in that area, a person working from operation or maintenance has to be given with vaccination and tetanus injection, 3D doses, so that he is allowed to work in that area. An organizational hazard includes workload, more workload, the person is doing overtime or is continuously working without any break, and the behavior of the person, ergonomics, everything will come down. So the behavioral time concern, and if the operating supervisor or shift in charge as the maintenance person and operator to finish the job very quick without giving any break. The time constraint also will come in the organization also, that is to be controlled and monitored. High pressure, the stored energy, whether it is from gas or liquid, that is to be monitored, and that is to be or hydrojetting or in high pressure handling is going on, the area to be barricaded and it should be properly mentioned so that other person should not enter, like that everything is required. And electrical hazard, if the equipment is running means it should be isolated and dragged out. These are all to be mentioned in the hold up permit hazard and mitigations to be given based on the hazard. Risk assessment, it is the risk assessment form is there, the potential hazard in particular total plant, and it is bigger than JSA, job safety analysis, which is the specific risk related to the particular job which is discussed, whether it is scaffolding means fall from height, harness, using of harness from a permanent line, and area should be kept clean, and these clams and everything should not be kept scattered, should be kept properly. Scaffolding pipes and planks are to be kept separately, and lifting to be done with the proper pulleys and rope to a higher elevation. These are all to be mentioned in JSA, and the proper mitigation also to be mentioned. This is to be discussed in the JSA. This is particularly related to the job. Normally 12 points is allowed maximum in the JSA, job safety analysis. Whether it is a bigger size, it means that in risk assessment total area it will plant, it will come on for risk assessment. Then lockout and tagout. What are all the walls and pipelines or vessels to be isolated, electrically isolated, that are all comes in lockout and tagout. Tagout will be there. All the details will be given in the lockout or tagout. Blinding, if the line is to be drained and to be blind because upstream or downstream line connected fluid should not enter, means then blinding is required. That is to be done after the proper isolation. That job also to be discussed in the cold permit, which we mentioned, and separate blinding permit or blinding tag to be used for particular blind with a proper standard blinding with the tail and tags. Electrical isolation for stored energy. The electrical running equipment to be stopped and cubicle to be racked out and to be isolated with tags. And next one is if the job is going to be done in confined space entry, or that is to be mentioned, and separate confined space entry preparation to be done, that we can see later. And at last, personal protective equipment. This is discussed. For all type of job, PPE is a must. Operator or maintenance person should wear the fire resistant coverall in that area where he is working. Use proper gloves, leather gloves or cut resistant gloves based on the specific job. Cryogenic gloves if it is a cold work, cold line like LNG or liquid nitrogen or LPG area, and steam line or hot line and heating hot lines, hot area, yes, use asbestos tools and aprons. Those all to be mentioned. And if a mechanical person is doing any alignment using shim, sharp type objects, then he has to use cut resistant gloves. These are all to be mentioned in that colder permit. So it's a general work permit only. It doesn't require any hard work requirement. So these are all to be discussed for taking job. These all will be discussed in the toolbox meeting. And permit issuer, that is area owner or operator, and the permit receiver, lead worker or the maintenance person, particular maintenance person, has to discuss it. After the lockout and tagout, the maintenance person has to put his lock as usual in that area, and he has to accept the permit. Then he should start the job to perform it very safely and efficiently without getting any injury or incident or near miss or any accident. This is the proper way to work in a oil and gas industry or petrochemical industry or fertilizer or any type of chemical industry which is having hazards in day-to-day work or in any maintenance job. Hope you might have understand the requirement or need for the PTW, which is now available in electronic type software also. Do not forget to subscribe and share it with your colleagues and friends. Put your like and comment in the comment box. See you in the next episode with hard work. Thank you very much.